Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had this one for a bit. I didn't want to rush and make a video, but I also don't really need 20 minutes to cover it, so here's a quick take that took a while to get to. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this great discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Alright, enough talk, let's get right into it.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer purchased this bicycle for a short daily commute and has put about 40 miles on it over a couple of weeks, charging it twice. Here's their take on it. Shipping was quick, around a week, though the packaging arrived a bit beat up. Luckily, the bicycle itself was unharmed. Assembly was a one-person job, taking less than an hour with clear instructions and all necessary tools included. The build quality seemed solid with no initial defects. This client charged it fully for 24 hours before the first ride. However, the first issue arose after a 10-mile test ride on paved roads. A goat head thorn caused a flat rear tire. Our reviewer found patching or replacing the tube surprisingly difficult due to the complex rear setup. They ended up using 2 cans of tire sealant from a local store to fix it temporarily. They recommend having sealant on hand and believe the tires should be more puncture resistant given the rear motor setup. The ride itself is enjoyable with impressive pedal assist. The reviewer barely broke a sweat on the first 10-mile ride using pedal assist level 2 and only draining the battery by about 20%. The bike has 5 pedal assist levels, with the higher levels feeling almost fully electric. They average 20-25 miles per hour on level 3 with the appropriate gear. The throttle provides quick acceleration, topping out at 20 miles per hour on flat roads and 15 miles per hour uphill. They estimate about 20 miles of range using only the battery. Charging is relatively quick, adding around 40% battery in under 2 hours. However, high heat significantly drains the battery during rides. A big plus is the removable battery, convenient for charging at the office or while running errands. Overall, this client recommends the bicycle but suggests avoiding the fat tire model. The mountain bike version offers more tire options and easier replacements. The front tire is simple to change, but the rear is more complicated, so if you buy it, be prepared with tire sealant as punctures seem inevitable.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer absolutely loves this bike and sees it as a significant step up from their previous, less expensive e-bike. As someone who is reasonably fit, they find the pedal assist system to be exceptionally well tuned. It feels like it augments their own pedaling power rather than taking over completely, especially in the lower assist modes. They actually prefer using the pedal assist to the throttle because it makes them feel like an enhanced rider. Comfort is a huge plus too. Our reviewer can comfortably ride for 2 to 3 hours before experiencing any discomfort. A small modification, adding an extension stem to the handlebars, completely resolved some initial shoulder soreness. The battery life is generally sufficient for most rides, especially when sticking to the lower assist levels. The bike also looks great without being overly flashy, and it feels very safe at the speeds this client normally reaches. Of course, it's not perfect. This customer needed to purchase a stem extension to get the handlebar height just right. Replacing the fat tires can be a real challenge, so tire irons are a must. The tires are also prone to flats, but switching to self-sealing tubes seems to have solved that problem. Battery life could be better for longer rides, especially at higher assist levels, and performance noticeably drops off once the battery dips below 50%. Pedal assist levels 4 and 5, while providing extra speed, don't offer the same enjoyable pedaling experience and drain the battery quickly. Overall, our reviewer is extremely happy with this bike. They ride it almost daily and even found a more powerful model to be less enjoyable. They suggest that this bike hits a sweet spot in terms of power and battery capacity. Considering a second battery and a rear rack for carrying it might be a good idea for people who want a ride for very extended periods. This client even recommends buying 2 so you can share the experience with a friend as it's sump.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer seems genuinely pleased with their new purchase, at least for certain uses. They describe this scooter as easy to assemble, which is always a plus. The seat gets a specific shout-out for being comfortable, and the brakes are deemed effective, giving a sense of safety. Our reviewer admits to only testing this scooter around their neighborhood so far, but they've already gleaned some valuable insights. On flat ground, it apparently lives up to its claims, achieving the advertised top speed with a person of average weight. However, the scooter's performance significantly dips when tackling inclines. This client found themselves needing to pedal assist on hills, comparing the effort to riding a multi-speed bike in its lowest gear. Conversely, the reviewer notes the scooter handles downhill runs with ease. While they haven't conducted a full range test, they express skepticism about achieving the advertised maximum distance, likely due to the power drain experienced on hills. Ultimately, this client recommends this scooter, particularly for those living in relatively flat areas. However, they advise potential buyers in hilly regions to consider investing in a more powerful model to ensure a more enjoyable and less strenuous riding experience.
That's it for this one. If you found this helpful, tap that like button and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Questions? Let's talk in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.